opportunity for businesses that it has created. But what was the whole like opportunity that you had when you were wanting to move? Was it like studies or like a job?
I was born, my father was a watchman. Then, they all their savings, they put towards my education.
How was your work life? Like, what took off for your work life? What is the first thing that you started in your work field when you moved to the US?
Then I stood up and said, I only have two goals. The first thing is I want to be a bigger businessman, and then I want to become an MLA.
Wow.
And then everybody laughed, and
Two of the main aspect, one of them is completed. You are a successful businessman today. Are you planning to enter politics then?
That's a long shot again. As I said, one was to create that employment, and then right opportunities get, maybe.
Just in few lines, what exactly is Cod Tracker?
Cod Tracker is for all businesses.
But how do you balance your work life and your family life? Please tell us about that, because that is something I feel every one of us is struggling with in life.
As you can see my dark circles here, maybe that's why you are commenting I'm working 24 hours.
Hello everyone, today we have a very special guest in Kalaraj Media House, the studio with us, the CEO of Cod Tracker, Mr. Vikram Sager Pasala. Hello sir, welcome to the studio, and so thank you for your valuable time today.
Thank you, Sheena. Thank you for having me here.
So
it's a privilege to be here actually. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you so much for that. It was very keen, like of the studio we've been speaking so much, but there's something which I missed speaking to you. Your roots, basically, where you were born and how your schooling and education went on in your life, because that is something I think is the foundation of your life today. So I would really be keen to know what and how exactly that was.
So, okay, I'll start with where I was born, and then we'll go from there. See, I was born in Nalgonda. Nalgonda. Then we moved to Warangal. All my schooling happened in Warangal. And then after my graduation, I had an opportunity to go to Pune for my MBA.
Okay.
So while during my MBA, that was right around the Y2K. So everybody's talking about going to US, and a lot of opportunities created, going to US. Earlier, you only know the doctors or top level scientists
Specific
or engineers
industries
supposed to go there to US, and they didn't have an opportunity. But Y2K created that opportunity for a regular a guy who's born to a watchman, like my father was a watchman.
Wow.
And how many people like this would have got an opportunity to go to US and explore the opportunities and start a business, and then give back, create that employment. In last 21 years I've been in US, I've created at least, I would say, 7 to 8,000 jobs between India and the US. And at least I would say, I've taken 3,000 people from India, and I've taken them, at least I would say, 1,000 plus people, they got green cards and they became citizens, and so that's my journey. I born in Warangal, and ended up in US and started the business in 99. As soon as I went there, I got an opportunity to explore in the IT field, and then I started the company. And then I took off from there.
India, of course, is your base. I would still stick to that thing. India is your base and your grounds today. But then why US? Like, why did you want to go? I know that was the kind of opportunity and the zeal we had in those days. Today, we see that, people from foreign actually shift back to India, the kind of opportunities India has created and the kind of, opportunity for businesses that it has created. But what was the whole opportunity that you had when you were wanting to move? Was it like studies or like a job?
Not really. Actually, it's more like, people, like, as I said, I was born, my father was a watchman, and, they all their savings, they put towards my education. I have two brothers, and, my parents actually focused on education, not building any assets or any savings or any money here. So all that spent, on my private school, funding, for my brothers and myself. So now in India, if you have to start a business, maybe now, as I said, it might be a little easier to start a business and build that. But whereas in US, I had that opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who has a talent, and you can easily get there. The banking system, or the government support, or your talent can be converted into a business easily. That was the opportunity given. Now you rightly said, yes, India is growing. So would I take only India? Would I take only US? No. I'm a strong believer of, like, getting best of both worlds. India
Perfect.
India has its own perks and US has its own perks. So combining both, getting the best of both worlds is the key. That's exactly what we did, and it's working out very well. And I would tell people also do the same thing. I tell my employees whenever they ask me, sir, can you move me to India? No, I want to work in an India office. I said, get best of both worlds.
True.
Work there for 6 months and come back here for 6 months. So your kids, if they want to settle down here, they can settle down. Or if they want to settle down in India, they can settle down. So give them an opportunity. It's a personal choice again. Do you want to live in India? As I said, there are a lot. I have a lot of friends who moved to India and be successful, and some people failed. They
Mm-hmm.
moved back again. So they have that opportunity to build their life in US or here, get the best of both worlds.
So, how was your work life? Like, what took off for your work life? What is the first thing that you started in your work field when you moved to the US?
See, I was in eighth grade. My teacher asked me. In the school they call, and they
Yes.
say, like, what do you want to become? Who you want to be, and so everybody's like, some guy is a doctor, some guy is a lawyer and pilot, and then a lawyer. Then I stood up and said, I only have two goals. The
Mm-hmm.
first thing is I want to be a bigger businessman, and then I want to become a MLA. And
Wow.
then everybody laughed, and and then so that's a zeal I had. So, and in the night when I come and sit down, my mom used to tell me, "Beta, you have to study. You got to do minimum of masters, otherwise there won't be life." And I said, like, "Mom, yeah, I will definitely do MBA, but I'm not going to work for anybody." This was the ninth grade or eighth grade when I was talking to my mom. So my childhood, I grew up believing that I'm going to start a business, believing that I'm going to create employment for other people, believing that I do change the world, with whatever I have. It could be technology, it could be job creation, it could be money creation, wealth creation, whatever I could.
Two of the main aspect, one of them is completed. You are a successful businessman today. Are you planning to enter politics then?
That's a long shot again. As I said, one was to create that employment, and then right opportunities get, maybe we'll see. But right now, our focus is to build a Code Tracker,
Okay.
and give back to the society, or give back to small businesses where it belongs to. And that's what we are working towards now.
Okay, so the elephant in the room, the star of today's interview, Cod Tracker. So it's an amazing venture. You've been saying me a little bit about the venture off the camera, but for our viewers, just in few lines, what exactly is Cod Tracker?
Code Tracker is for all businesses.
Mm-hmm.
So we built, we when I bought this, I'll tell you a little history of Code Tracker. Then
Yes.
it'll help us, in establishing why and what, So back in 2017, I've talked to a guy who's in New Hampshire, close to Boston, and then I bought the company from him. When I bought it, he had a IMS, inventory management software. He had 22 clients he was managing with, and his wife got cancer, and he was trying to sell the business. And that's where my business broker called me and said, hey, there's a business, you want to buy it. And I was always looking for a product development company. I
Mm-hmm.
was, 20 years I was in consulting side, staffing side.
Okay.
So then I jumped on the opportunity. I bought, Code Tracker. Then from there, I was talking to the clients, and clients has requirements on the, inventory is something basic. Then we have added beyond this, we have added, we wanted to, we realized the fact that, a ERP would be a much, needed, product for the, small businesses. After talking to all the clients, existing clients, and the new clients. So whenever we try to sell it to the new client, we were getting a lot of new requirements. So I looked at it, and ERP is what we needed. So we converted that, into a ERP.
Wow.
Then we started selling it to other companies. Then some companies wanted only a CRM, some companies wanted only a purchase module, and some companies wanted inventory. So we built ERP, and then we separated products for them, customized, be it accounts, be it HR, CRM, sales or inventory. And then as for a small businesses, we wanted to give a ERP.
Okay.
A guy who is in a rural area running a industry, we wanted to give him the entire process. India needs digitalization. India needs, even Indian manufacturers need digitalization.
So the whole idea is to bring out the best of the small industry and the small businesses, is what I understand.
Correct. So saving time, saving money, and improving their productivity is Code Tracker's main business. That's what I met with a lot of the industries, in India. After coming here, we launched the product in India only 2 months back,
Wow.
and then I've talked to at least I would say 90 business owners. I personally went, whenever my sales guy sets up a meeting, I go with them to understand the basic need of somebody. I'm in Hyderabad now, and if you go to Uppal area, industrial area,
Hmm.
I visited their factories. I went visited a Gatkeser project to give me Patan Cheru products, and then Vijayawada side there's an industrial area. We went there and then we talked to business owners. Still, I would say again, in my observation, 80% of businesses, small owners, they're still on the paper. They write on Excel sheets or papers, and they submit the papers.
They're still dependent on the previous ways and cultures that we were in. And how much do you think cuts off the kind of time? It's of course time consuming, but Co-Tracker, like you've told that you have actually gotten in touch with several industries in the rural areas as well. um, I am not a techie. I belong to a different industry. I do not have that kind of knowledge which might you have, like as a developer. But me being a layman, you think I would have that kind of knowledge to understand and access Code Tracker?
Yes, I can give you some examples.
Yes.
I was in a biscuit factory very recently.
Uh-huh.
So they are doing like 18 crores a year,
True.
and they are doing for ITC. They
Mhm.
are manufacturing almost 8 to 9 biscuit varieties and different cookies, different doughs. They're using.
The
So
variations.
I walked through their process. How they're buying the raw material, and the raw material converted into to product,
Mhm.
and how they're selling the product. It's a simple basic manufacturing thing any industry goes through: cement factory, biscuit factory, coals industry, or home automation, or any manufacturing. Say we have water bottle manufacturing as a client now. So when we see that, they're still writing everything on the paper, and when the paper actually, there has to be passed on to the next department, it's delay. There are a lot of delays
True.
from buying the raw material to bringing that into the storage, and putting into the warehouse, from warehouse to going back to production, and how much time does it take, how much orders they have,
Human errors.
human errors. So they don't know how to track that. So I showed them, I sat with them, I explained them, hey, this is your raw material. You got 12 products, raw materials you have to buy to just to simply make one biscuit. So how do you bring them? And then how do you do the quality check? From the quality check, how do you move that into the inventory? And from inventory, how does the production guy takes it, and how he need to know how many orders they got, are they
Of
doing a
course.
batch production, or are they doing a mass production? And once that is done, again we got to move back to QC, and from there we got to move it in the inventory, and from there we got to take them into the sales guys. They are supposed to sell the products, and how much they have to sell, how many orders they have to take in, they are getting confused.
The kind of monitoring has to be a continuous process.
Correct. So we systemize the whole process. A lot of times, as soon as you say ERP, people are getting scared. That's an expensive software. So I explain them. Our product can tailor to your budget. You tell me what you need, we will get it done. So we wanted to touch the local markets where a small industry with 5 people manufacturing, or the entire staff could be like 4 people. You can still own our ERP based on the price and the technology, and we will train you. As somebody who is a graduate who cannot write English sentences or who can speak English sentences, they should be able to use our product. The other thing, what how is the question? We always tell the clients, our AI based. You take your phone,
Mhm.
you talk to the our software.
Okay.
You tell them, hey, how much inventory we have. Sales guy can type talk to the system and say how much inventory we have, or hey, when is the fifth batch coming out. This our system will give back the reports for a sales guy. So that's why we are building AI, inbuilt AI, to give it to the small local rural industries.
Wow. So, before getting into the commercials, which you've told us recently, before stepping into the commercials and understanding more about, you've told us different departments that the work gets cut down, the kind of, work pressure that cuts down. But does it also cut down the jobs? Like AI is taking over the world, is what I would say, not India or any specific country or state, but it is taking over the world. But do you think this kind of technology is going to cut the job opportunities?
So before that, I wanted to answer about AI. So recently, I had attended a summit in New York
Hmm.
on AI. So now the world is in panicness.
True.
Business owners are in panicness. Everybody is talking about AI. And are we really AI ready, or can we really get AI into this? Nobody knows. Every business is talking about it. Small businesses, giants like Microsoft or Google and a Tesla, they can afford the technology.
Of
They can
course.
hire the best of the best people. But can the business owner, who's sitting in a rural area, who doesn't have
Understand
money,
that.
can he afford a AI? Does he really know? Does he need AI today? So understanding that, yes, definitely, my answer is yes, we can use it, but AI is going to cut the jobs. I don't know yet. Nobody has proven it. No business has shown that you don't need a sales guy. Our system will sell the guy, or you don't need a developer to develop it.
True.
You don't need a manufacturer to manufacturing guy. The AI will do the manufacturer. We talked about robotics, robots,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So robots can do it, but can they really afford and experiment on robots for this generation? Maybe our kids can see that
That's a debate
technology.
which has to be there,
Yeah.
of course.
So today, I don't see a lot of job cuts on AI based or mobile based, and I can see we are hiring a lot of people. If AI can eliminate a lot of the human beings, then why are we not? We should stop doing it, and our AI should do it, right? I know the biscuit factory I went to. There is no way they can eliminate human beings and start using the AI. AI can give you a lot of insights. It will streamline the process. It will increases the productivity. It increases the revenue. It increases the capability of the production. Or
Mhm.
if we are doing 40% today, and you can do 100% tomorrow. That's what AI can do. Can AI replace the jobs? I don't know. Nobody. It's not proven yet. So I don't want to comment that AI really can replace people and then cut down the jobs. Our goal is to create employment
And smoothen the process
process.
rather than,
Yeah,
doing
bring in
that.
the technology where people can understand. The only difference I see is where uneducated people earlier were not able to use the computers or the technology or the softwares. Now they should be able to use it because of AI. That's a change I'm seeing nowadays with the trends.
I think which is again got simplified, and it's gone broken into simplified process for anyone and everyone to understand and access it. Because today I see everyone having a smartphone, everyone accessing it, a 2 year or a 3 year old kid accessing it in a much better way than what an adult can. And I see that kind of development in the kind of society. I don't know if it's good, bad, I wouldn't want to comment on that. But again, I think people are getting there. But of course, it's a debate that, AI is going to take over or not, because we ourselves see like, AI reporters, AI news channel reporters actually sitting there and, presenting. And we are somewhere getting there. But of course, like you rightly said, not everyone can get there right now.
Correct.
Future, nobody can
Maybe
comment on
20,
that.
20
Yeah,
years from now, 30 years from
agreed.
now, maybe it can replace the human, but now, in our generation, I would say it creates employment. It creates a, lot of growth for the businesses than replacing, human beings.
So, getting back, specifically to Cortracker, what do you actually say? How is the Indian, industries taking in the kind of technology? Their life is going to be simplified, but how do you think that's coming up like a feedback to you?
So I got to answer this with an example of I was in Indiana, Indiana, last month.
Okay.
I went to a factory which is in remote area. They do so in the bathrooms. If you go to bathrooms, you see the plastic. Scented plastic ones they use in the bathrooms,
Yes.
right? That's a manufacturing
Yes.
company. I have
Yes.
visited them.
Okay.
So they are using a ERP. I visited Gujarat
Mm-hmm.
here in India. Similar concept, similar business. Nowadays you see that in the airports or star hotels or bigger restaurants, but you don't see it in everywhere. In US
Agreed.
you see that
Of course. It's
perfume
everywhere and anywhere.
perfume released plastic rubber
Mm-hmm.
mats were used in the bathrooms, right? So the same similar concept. Gujarat, they are doing close to 18 crore business, and those guys are doing 4 million. So compared to revenues compared to the same thing, but the technology, is it reached to Gujarat? So India needs the technology. The Indian people, as soon as you say ERP, in India, education has not been, business owners has not been educated properly. So we wanted to educate educate the business owners in deriving to the final number of profit,
Mm-hmm.
for the to derive it from purchasing the raw materials to manufacturing to sales to the whole 9 yards of the process. We wanted to educate people with telling them, educating them, ERP is not expensive. Earlier SAP or Microsoft Dynamics, or nowadays, recently Zoha has come out with this, and then Udo has come out with this. But still, these people are able to capture only 3% of the market. Only 3% of the market was captured in any manufacturing here. India has that kind of growth, and we want to reach to the rural areas of small and medium enterprises. Apart from, everybody is interested in working with bigger
True.
companies. They have money, they have technology, but a lot of people are hesitating or able to reach there to uh, give them the technology with the price what they can afford.
Is it because of the competition that the ERPs are, reducing the kind of, the market pricing? Is it because of the competition you feel?
uh, that's one thing, and second thing is the price won't work out for them.
Hmm.
So if you have to travel to a rural area of Gujarat, or rural area of, like let's say Warangal, from Hyderabad to Warangal is like 3 hours. So from Gujarat to Surat is like but can they really make money? The business, is it worth for them to invest money in, giving it to them?
True.
So our what we are doing is we are giving employment to the rural areas. So we have sales guys working from the rural areas for us, and we have
Wow.
technology people working from rural
So you've
areas,
hired people in those sectors. So it's,
sectors.
in short, providing job opportunities over there as well.
Correct.
Wow.
So we are opening our sales offices. We are opening our technology offices to the local market. So local employment has been created to touch the local markets. So I mean, the servers or the technology what we build in can easily be distributed to the small industries where are in local areas or small and medium scale businesses in India.
So, we've been speaking about the commercial since a while right now. Why don't we address that? What do you think? Like, you've been saying that this is something which is accessible by small business owners who have like a group of 5 people working under them only. So, how does the price structure work around with this?
See, Code Tracker, we are giving it for 1 lakh per year.
Okay.
For we keep saying, like, as an intro we are saying like an unlimited users. So recently, I visited a company, and my sales guys, they called me, sir, this company has only 5 people, they can only afford 45,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
I said, sure, give them an opportunity. When they grow, we will increase the price. You tell
Wow.
them, from 5 employees to 15 employees, you can use this,
Mm-hmm.
and until you reach there, we will be with you. So no other company can give him that, user
That
based or
kind of,
unlimited
yes.
users or unlimited customizations. They can't afford it. But we were able to accommodate them with a condition that you grow, we grow. So
Of
when you
course.
grow, you increase the price. You give us the price, how much you can afford. Your business can pay back to us. You use it, use our product to grow yourself, and help us when you grow, or increase your price based on your revenue, what you can afford. That's what I want to tell my small and medium scale businesses. You come, you tell us what you can afford, and then we will tailor it to you, with the technology, the support, and the next to different versions what we have, and unlimited training, all that we are including, and telling the business owners, okay, this is what we charge you, but you tell us where you are and where you want to be, and when you can afford that 1 lakh.
Fair
So
enough.
we were able to win some of the small businesses, because they have to be the examples of our product. They should proudly say, be using Code Tracker, we were able to from 20 lakhs to 30 lakhs to 1 crore to 30 crores. When you grow there, we want to be part of your story, is what we are believing.
So being a businessman was a dream of a 8-year-old kid when you
Yeah,
started your life,
eighth grade.
eighth
Yeah.
grader kid that you wanted. You are here or almost there is what I feel. So what is your dream project? Is Code Tracker your dream project?
Yes, we wanted to build that brand where when Bill Gates created Windows,
Yes.
right? Before that, a guy sitting in a rural village is using Windows today, and
True.
he was able to create something which everybody can afford. So everybody has it today. So that's what we wanted to build. Tomorrow, everybody, no matter what, you shouldn't refuse ERP based on the price.
Wow.
You will get it, you will be able to afford it. Again, as I said, a journey with us. Take it and then tell us what you can afford today based on your revenue, and when you grow it, we can do it. So we wanted to reach manufacturing companies, be it North America or South America or European countries or Singapore or any Asia Pacific countries. We want to be there, building a product which is very easy and affordable, touching the world.
Wow. So it's affordable, it's easily accessible, it's, you're giving a very good price with a good training. You want everyone to have this kind of thing. What else is left with Code Tracker not being there for small businesses? I think rather than, helping people grow who are already a huge competitors in the market, the best part is you're helping the small scale industry, the medium scale industry, and the small businesses, homegrown businesses who have like dreams like you. And I feel that's something very interesting. So was it always into development sector that you were with your educational background? Like, this is something I think a career point that you've got to give to the youth today. Like, what was your education in your schooling and your college specifically, your majors that got you into this kind of industry?
I did my I did my bachelor's in business.
Hmm.
So at that time, there was a new program, university came out with BBM, Bachelor of Business Management,
Yes,
and
yes,
then I did my MBA from Pune. As I said, I
yes.
did it in marketing. So I always wanted to get in, and I was looking around what kind of a business I should get in. I know I want to do business, but I'm not sure what kind of a business I want to get into. So when I went there, I got an opportunity to work in the technology. So I learned the first technology I learned in my life was PeopleSoft, which is a ERP.
Oh,
So I learned the ERP. I was in India that time, and then I went to US. With the ERP. So I always wanted to build something. ERP is huge that time. PeopleSoft was huge. Then it was acquired by Oracle later, and they came out with a different product. But I wanted to always build that ERP. I wanted to build a ERP. Connect. Our roots are always Indian, right? So
true.
we wanted to see how that can be transformed, for a small industries in a rural areas where, as I said, home based businesses and small businesses with 4 employees, 5 employees, everybody should have that ERP in any factory or any manufacturing or any retail. They all should have it, including real estate, healthcare, every domain. We wanted to be there creating something which everybody can afford.
That's amazing. Yeah. See, for a fact, you've been working round the clock. It's not easy to develop this kind of software, though you've not told me that, you're working round the clock, but it seems, getting this kind of industry and then, acquiring it in the States and getting it back to India, it's like a grow in India project that you are targeting in for a fact. But how do you balance your work life and your family life? Please tell us about that, because that is something
So
I feel every one of us is struggling with in life.
as you can see, my dark circles here. Maybe that's why you are commenting. I'm working 24 hours. But yeah, sure. I work. In India. If I'm in India, I work until 5 o'clock to cover the US hours.
Wow.
When I'm in US, same thing. I work until 4 a.m. to cover India timing. So I work. Pretty much. With 6 hours sleep, I had to manage 2 countries. Yes, to answer your question, I call our product as Indian, US made and Indian built company.
Wow.
So we wanted to build it by the Indians or Indian company and show it to the world that American made product can be distributed toward the world, and we will have users all over the world who can be proudly say American made but Indian built a product with worldwide reach.
I think, however, Indians are taking over the world with being prime ministers and the kind of things we are having already. The techies, we are, the international companies are being taken over India, and that is another example we see with you today.
Correct. So
So
to go back to your question, where how
yes,
are you managing your family life? And
yes,
I have two daughters, who goes to college in California.
well,
So one daughter is in LA, and the other one in Sacramento. And my wife, I'm from Detroit, Michigan. So my wife always has a complaint, that my business is first wife, and she becomes a second wife, and but she's very supportive. Obviously, she's the one who's the back pillar to always encourage me to get into the business. And when I'm on the business call, all she says is give me 1 hour. And see, every woman has that small
true.
pit waves, where she gets irritated, but as long as I give her basis, she's happy. And not 1 hour on a weekly basis, but daily basis. Just spend that, when you have dinner, keep your phones
Like a
out.
family time.
Family time. And you got to dedicate that time, and she takes the phones out and keeps it away, when you have dinner with her in the morning. I get up with a phone call. So obviously, I'm on the phone, even when I'm drinking my tea in the morning. She's like, what, but she's very supportive, and I'm able to manage it. Yeah.
How's your work routine like? Like, how do you, manage your routine? Like, are you an early riser?
Uh, Unfortunately, with the business setup we have, I'm an early sleeper.
Oh,
Like, I sleep at 4 o'clock. So typically, people, business owners get up at that time.
true.
But with the India office we have close to 300 employees in India now. But with all my business meetings, the time differences. So I work until 4 a.m. in US. So I can't get up by like 5. So I
Hmm.
get up by like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then by 10:30 I'm in US office. So similarly, when I'm here, I work until 4 o'clock to cover the US hour. So I'm not a early riser, but I'm working that time.
Wow.
When people are sleeping, and we're still working in US and here.
So right now, Code Tracker is operational in the US and India.
Yes, ma'am. And we are opening a Dubai office now for to cover our UAE market. Pretty soon we are opening a Asia Pacific in Singapore, and then Europe market for London. But yes, for now we are in US and in India. Next month you will see our Dubai office,
Wow.
and we wanted to capture Dubai market, and But yeah, India, we have seen tremendous response. Within 2 months, we were able to touch 80 clients, and then pretty soon, we will have at least 50 solid customers already. Very positive. We have a strong marketing team and sales team here. They're doing amazing job. And when we explain them, when we meet them and explain the benefits, a lot of people are getting encouraged. Where initial they had a refusion of, like, oh, we can't afford a ERP, or we don't know the technology, because they don't have employees who can use it.
Of
But when
course.
we explain them, they're able to understand, and we are converting them into customers.
Lovely. So, what is that one thing that you want to say to all our viewers who are entrepreneurs, business owners? Is it only B2B? How is it, helpful in their day-to-day business? So, for our viewers, that this is like a gist of educator for a co-tracker for them, and they can understand and reach you in that way.
See, the viewers, we always see from celebrities and people in the past, do this, you'll do this, you'll become this, do this. No, all I can say is my life. Hey, I was born to a watchman. I was able to get good education because of my parents, and I was able to, I had a beautiful opportunity to go to US, and I was able to build a business, where I had a, right now I would say, close to 700, 800 employees depend on me, 800 families depended on me, which is a proud moment. I do a lot of social service on the side, and I was able to help at least, able to help 70 villages with 40,000 farmers, and almost 20,000 women. So all this was possible because I wanted to get into business, and I was able to create opportunities. So you have, world is the limit. You try, you set a goal, and try to achieve it every day. Life is a journey, so build it one day at a time, and don't forget your goal. As long as you remember that goal and work towards it, anybody can make it work. So with the Code Tracker, this interview is about Code Tracker. So
Yes.
with the Code Tracker, we same thing we want to do. What can we? What is our social responsibility? What can we give back to the society? And in terms of employment, in terms of like non-profit, activities, what we were able to do in terms of technology. How are we touching the lives of business owners and the creativity? Are we on par with the technology? Everybody talking about building AI, building mobile apps, with the technology. So all these things we are still driving, and we wanted to go there. And tomorrow we want to see our name up there, where people are discussing about our product,
Yeah,
and that's what we're
getting
doing.
on that point, Code Tracker, like you just said, is accessible on a system and a mobile app as well.
Yes, it's a SaaS based, so you can log in anywhere in the world. You can do self do it, and with AI, you can do much more bigger things, and it is available on the mobile,
The dashboard is very much accessible and easily
easily
accessible.
accessible everywhere.
So, an inspiration you are today, Mr. Vikram, creating a legacy, creating a pan world, not a pan India, but pan world name with Code Tracker, the CEO. It's wonderful meeting you, seriously, having so much of knowledge as to where tech is, and of course, not harming, of course, and building an empire. I would really want you to say few words for all our viewers, how best they can take an inspiration from you and your life journey.
Thank you actually, for giving an opportunity to be here, and taking my story to the viewers, and people out there, and to the business owners or individuals, where where we can help them or they can help us. So thank you for the time given to us. Again, as I said, you know I'm not a guy who can, I don't know how much inspiration I can be to the people, but my life story, I'm not there yet. We want to be there, where people can take us as inspiration and get there. But my journey has been, it's not struggling journey, but it's been a rough path in many times, where I've started businesses, I've closed businesses, I've sold businesses, I've did everything, like the old saying says, you learn from your mistakes
Of
and you build
course.
back, from there. So do not hesitate to make mistakes. The mistakes what I made me a better person, a bigger person and a stronger person than a lot of my partners in the other businesses, a lot of friends, whom I grew up with, a lot of family friends, whom I grew up with. I made a lot of mistakes, in money wise, family wise, business wise. But I've learned everything. I was never afraid of, stopping or going forward. So all I believe in is moving forward one step a day. 1% a day will put me ahead of everybody else. Is what I do. Make mistakes and learn from them. Go forward. That's a message I want to give it to people.
Thank you so much, sir, Mr. Vikram Sager Pasala. It's been wonderful having you in the studio with us. It's an inspiration to speak to a person who's creating a legacy, an empire of his own, the CEO of Code Tracker. Do take a look and make sure you reach out for all your small businesses.
Thank you so much, Sheena. Thank you so much. I have learned myself in this interview. There are a lot of things which I have not expressed or not came out with this. Thank you so much for Kalaraj Media for bringing me here, and inventing myself. And some of the things coming out of my own thought process, which I've never shared with anybody, but with your questions, I was able to do it. Thank you, Kalaraj Media, for giving this opportunity to be here to share my thoughts with the world.
This is Sheena Kaur signing off from Kalaraj Media House. Thank you so much.